Hello to everybody. Awesome. Got a nice little groove going here tonight. That's very cool, everybody. Captain Crash in the house. Rock on. You're on the big screen. Say hello, Captain. There, friends, is the numerical magician who creates these miracles for you. First thing you got to do is you got to like really understand the language that you're doing. If it's scales or if it's chords, and you have to know a lot about all the above to make things really work. Just like you should be able to call up a chord and play it in all different positions. Like if I say G, you should be able to go right. And so the more riffs you know, like if I say I'm going to improvise on the G chord, I mean I could play it here, I could play it here. But even if you're going to take something really simple like a G to C progression, you play like G to C. And doing the simplest thing, if you know the chords in different inversions, it's really easy to do it in different ways.
A few people have asked if we could have multiple levels of undo, where you can go back like 5 iterations to say you've done several things that you want to undo because you're going in some direction and you just don't like the idea. And what I recommend to people is that they say you've laid down like 3 or 4 tracks that you really like. Then what you can do is you can save it at that point and it'll go into your list of recordings. And then if you decide later that you have laid down 3 or 4 more tracks that hey, everybody see my cat in the background? I just saw her walk by. There she is. But if you lay down 3 or 4 more tracks and you don't like them, then you can go back and load your saved recording, and that's basically like having unlimited levels of undo.
Why don't you give me a nice simple chord progression, and I'll play some MorphWiz on top of it.
Well, the answer is yes.
Good, Kevin.
And here it is. And one thing that's kind of interesting about this is we've been developing this program for quite a while now, about I guess about 6 months, and most of the development time it's actually been on the iPhone and the iPod Touch, but you can probably expect to see it in the App Store on July 2nd or July 3rd.
How's the reaction of the band when you introduced these iPhone, iPad things? I think some people don't like thinks that iPhone is a little toy, don't see it as an instrument,
The people who don't see the iPhone as a serious instrument are probably correct. But they have one small problem, you see. The iPhone is one of the most important steps in the creation of electronic music to happen in the last 20 years. Yeah, so the reality, without acting like a total monster here about it. Yeah, when I saw the iPhone, I just thought, man, this is like so groundbreaking. It's just really something where so many creative minds can express themselves and offer the public these cool new ways to think.
I was wondering any advice you would have for someone trying like an instrumentalist trying to break into the music industry these days.
God, it's a wild, crazy scene out there these days. It's so weird, everybody is trying to figure out what to do. Like, do you make like a full album? Do you just like release a single? I'm kind of on the fence. People are just downloading like single songs. It's like ridiculous. I'll tell you what really interests me is in releasing really cool, wild electronic music instruments like MorphWiz and like doing fun things like that. Because that side of the business is like totally happening. Like you have this great Apple Store, this technology. Just try to stay really hip to what's going on with the internet, the way you get music out there. I recommend to a lot of the young bands, try to like think about making a really cool video of yourself doing what you do best. Make it really presentable with audio, make the video really happening. And yeah, and that's a good way to let people hear you. This is Mike Martin, my friend, who we've known each other for lifetimes, and he just got me this really beautiful Casio piano, a Privia. And it's playing so nicely. I'm enjoying it. It's great. So what's up, man?
Can you use the MorphWiz app to control other MIDI devices?
What we've talked about is the issue that a lot of the information that we're generating with MorphWiz would actually be a little difficult. And one of the issues is with MIDI, that's a little difficult to do. And basically what we would need to do is every touch would have to be going on a different MIDI channel, probably. We've talked a little bit about open sound control, because from what I understand of it, that provides more flexibility in the messages you can send and the information that you can carry. You know, another issue is, of course, the hardware issue, where, you know, even if whatever we choose can carry the information that we need to carry, you know, how do we get that information to the gear that needs to receive the information? One of the issues with the dock connector is that anything that goes through the dock connector is basically locked to the company that designed it. Now, what's cool is when you deal with Wi-Fi, and this is where it gets really cool. When you deal with Wi-Fi and you're transmitting messages over Wi-Fi, then you know, you can come up with a standard, and anybody, and you know, whatever solution we implemented, we would want other people to be able to implement the same solution, so that it's not, you know, we realize that we're not living in our own little isolated world. So, you know, one of the things we've talked about is using OSC over Wi-Fi, and you know, that's definitely a possibility down the road.
So one of the things that MorphWiz does very beautifully is it handles pitch, and it's really important to handle pitch in an intelligent way to have an expressive musical instrument. So right now, I have a little bit of volume on this vertical throw, so if you start down here, it'll be a little softer, and then as you go up the vertical grid, it's going to get a little louder. But I can also just press any note anywhere on the screen, or any spot, and it will play a definite diatonic pitch. Now I'm just going to go in and change the attack. I want it to come in very fast. You can also do that, so now when I play, it's going to be a nice, tasty little attack. Some of the patches have this auto-tuning system on it, and I'm the one who set the time that I want to have, you know, have the sound become in tune. But you can do it yourself. First of all, let's take a look at something. All right, so like if I play a chord like this, right? And then I want to take that chord and slowly move one of the notes, like I'll move this to here while the other notes are playing. Check out what happens. Now I'm going to take this note here and move it. Now I'll take the whole chord and move it. Text questions. Have you ever met Imogen Heap? I saw that you covered one of her songs. Yeah, I did meet her. She's a wonderful, wonderful person. I just love her music. I think she is totally cool. I kind of befriended her on this last go-round. I actually met her, of course, on Vokle, because she was one of the people who discovered this amazing technology. And then I went to see her a couple times in this last tour. So she's awesome. Anybody who hasn't heard her music, I would highly recommend it. She's really, really cool. Thanks. I'm going to do like an Imogen Heap thing for a second, because she's so cool. She's my idol. Here's the idea. You guys are going to tell me. You're going to tell me the first four notes that I see, or maybe 4 or 6. I'm going to use to do a little improvisation. Go. C sharp, E, G, A. C sharp, E, G, A. Those are the ones. We got C sharp. We got E. We got G. We got A. C sharp, E, G, A. Now we'll put it in the bass. Try counting while you play. Well, here we go. I'm going to do something starting in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. What happens if you start counting in 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How about 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we're so happy right now because we have to say why again.
I like this.
We were number 1 in the we were number 1 in the Apple iTunes store for the number one iPad music app with MorphWiz. So you guys are awesome. All you Dream Theater fans out there, I love you. You're great. I'm gonna see you on the road, as I say. And thank you to my Vokle guys out there, Shant and Edward and Robert. You guys are awesome for making this happen.